Shalom. Before I begin this video, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Rahawa Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that continually rule very well. Let's continually feed the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai. And Shalom to the hopeful elect that's continually laboring his work, that's giving out diligence to make your call election sure in all faith, true sincerity. Shalom. Now, the topic of this video is going to be entitled Esau's track record bears witness. All right, because Esau, which is the so-called white man, which that's his true biblical nationality, who's of the nation of Edom, the track record of the so-called white man, bears witness against him. All the acts that he's committed back in the past, all the way up until now, it bears witness to what type of man is that we're dealing with, what type of person he is. The mentality of an Edomite. All right, because there's no good thing that could come out of an Edomite whatsoever. And like I said before, that the history has shown or proven that Esau is not someone who is to be trusted and to be set near unto. All right, because especially against our people, the nation of Israel, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, whose Esau has downtrodden and has been murdering. All right, for these multiple numbers of years. When we bring out this kind of information against them, he wants to backpedal and say, why are you bringing up that past? Why are you bringing up the past for? But Esau is quick to call you out on something, and that shows you how much of a hypocrite he is. All right, he's quick to call someone else out on their BS. All right, but when you start calling him out about it, then all of a sudden you're labeled as a racist. You're labeled as a bigot. It's just all different bywords that they call you. Just to escape the fact, or should I say, to escape the truth. Basically. But like I said before, man, the history, man, you cannot escape history. Even though Esau tries his best to rewrite history, especially our slavery, our captivity. Trying to take it out of the schools, especially in incorporating, their warped information concerning history, in which they can't do nothing about it, man, because, you have a generation that's actually been there, all right, and they have testified to the next generation that came after them, and it's been the same ongoing fact that Esau has raped, robbed, and murdered our people. It's the same. How should I put it? It's the same fact, for lack of a better term, or it's the same testimony. Okay. But that's the reason why I got this image in front of me, man. It says my people were stolen by the same people with Esau, so-called white man. That's going to the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. All right, which really, the whole nation went into captivity, man. If you go into the history of it, because the first crop of slaves actually came out of Europe. All right, and then it stemmed down to the western part of Africa. In which you had the so-called Negroes, the Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. And then you had the so-called Native American Indians were a part of it, all right, which they were taken to the land of Europe, right, which is called Europe today. They were taken there to serve slavery. And then you had the so-called Latino tribes that were also taken into captivity and made to serve. So us as a nation, we went into captivity, man, as a whole. All right. And the second one says, my land was stolen by the same people. I'm talking about the so-called white man once again stole the land from the so-called Native American Indians, Gad and Reuben, right? And then you have on the last one was the so-called Latino tribes, right? It says my people were exploited by the same people, and that's right, man, because Esau has the nerve to put up, to basically put a border at the between Mexico and Texas, right? And basically saying that they can't come into this land, even though this land belongs to them, man. All right. And then now they're trying to build a wall, man. And it lets you know what we're dealing with, man. It lets you know how much of a devil Esau is, man. And the word devil, by the way, means Diablo, which means deceiver. Okay? Because Esau has single-handedly deceived the whole world into basically, man, it's a web of lies, man. I don't even know where to start, because all the lies that Esau has pushed out throughout the entire earth, it's a whole web, man. I mean, it's just a network of lies that has been pushed out into society to where it's easy to get entangled and lost. All right, and you won't even know what's the difference. You won't ever figure out what's truth and what's a lie, because there's so many lies out there. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, you have men that have found the truth and that's pushing it out to fight against the lies that Esau has pushed out. And that's the beauty of it. All right, and like the caption says, the bottom says, we all have the same enemy, and that enemy is Esau, the so-called white man. Now I'm gonna go ahead and jump to the scriptures. I'm going to give a quick example, right? It's First Maccabees, the first chapter, in the 29th verse, right? It says, and after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude, all right? And said, and spake peaceable words, this is talking about Esau, right? And spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. And this was during the Greek Empire, all right? Actually, let's see if I can go up a little bit. Might get a little bit more info if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this during the time of Antiochus Epiphanes, all right, that came into the temple. So, starting at verse 30 again, saying, spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore, and destroyed much people of Israel. And that's what happens when you give these Edomites basically liberty, man. All right. In other words, when you give Esau the okay, for lack of a better term, when you trust in the so-called white man, who is Esau, when you start trusting him, guess what, man? As soon as you turn around, man, he knifes you in the back. All right. That's the same thing that he's done to the so-called Native American Indians. He came over, all right, and who the head of that was Christopher Columbus, in which he saw that the people were a peaceable people. They were peaceful, all right. And what happened was he took advantage of their kindness and overthrew them, all right. And that's the way of an Edomite, man. Okay, there's no new thing under the sun, man. Esau will always be Esau. An Edomite will always be an Edomite. All right, a devil will always be a devil, and that's exactly what they are, man. Okay. Now, I want to grab Sirach, the 12th chapter, and let's see. I'm going to get straight to the point. Verse 11. It said, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. All right. So even though, he might come to you with, with all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, but yet, like the scripture says, it said, look, take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped the looking glass, right? In other words, you see the man that he is, right? When you wipe a looking glass, you can see right through it, man. All right, and it says, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. So once you get to the mentality and the demeanor of these Edomites, when you really get straight to the point, in their the way they're thinking, then you'll find out that rust, that wickedness has not been wiped away. All right. Now, I'm going to get Psalms 137 chapter and then the 7th verse. And this is going all the way back in history of what Esau has done to our people, right? The Psalms 137:7. It says, remember, O Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, which means destroy it. All right. It says, even to the foundation thereof. All right. O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed. Wait a second. Now, Babylon's in the scripture. All right. What's Babylon doing in the book of Psalms? All right. Let you know that David was also prophesying when he was or should I say, David was prophesying in the Psalms, man. All right. I was about to say when David wrote down the Psalm, there's some Psalms which is a Psalm of David, and you have some Psalms that are like Asaph, and then you have others. So verse 8 says, O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. All right. So there it is, man. It said, happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones, man. That's exactly what's going to happen, man. The same judgment that came upon our people, the same thing that these Edomites have done to our people when we were taken down as a nation. We're going to do the same thing to them, man. All right. Now, had another precept in mind. I can't think of it right now, but that pretty much is the point, man. I let you know that the history of Esau bears witness against him, and pretty soon, man, that history, he's gonna have to answer for all the acts he's committed during the course of history. All right. And like I said before, Esau can't escape from the things that which he has done. All right. And pretty soon, man, the Lord's gonna return, and Esau is going to answer to all the acts he's committed, all the things that he's done back in the course of history, right? During the time of his Slakia. Missing my words together, Slakia. During the course of history, all the acts that Esau has committed, he's going to have to answer all of that. And the way he's going to answer to it is by him going to slavery. All right? Because in that time, there's going to be no more talking. It's going to be action when that day comes. Okay? So that's pretty much it on that. Like I said before, Esau's history bears witness against him. And Lord's will, you members of the hopefully were edified by this video. And until next time, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Shai, Yahweh Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that continually rule very well. And Shalom, peace and safety to the hopefully elect that's continually laboring his work. That's giving our diligence to make your carnal election sure in all faith, true sincerity. And with that, I'm going to say Shalom.